Call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation following. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear God, please bless our elected officials. Grant them the wisdom to know and the courage to do what is right for all citizens. Amen.
Amen. Roll call, please.
Goodar.
Here.
Green.
Here.
Lepore.
Here.
Nistrovich.
Here.
Ricks.
Here.
Schultz.
Here.
Yard.
Here.
Good to see everybody here tonight. Approval of the minutes for the regular meeting of July 1st would be in order.
So moved.
Support.
It's been made and supported. Is there any discussion on these minutes? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. We move on to audience comments on any non-agenda items. We strictly ask that you come to the podium and address the clerk with your name and your address. And we have Miss Richmond in her court. Would you guys like to come up? The rules apply to you guys too. Your names and your address.
Well, thank you. We just want to say thank you for having us today. And I am Courtney Russell. I am Miss Richmond. This is my court.
I'm Colleen Gaffney.
And I'm Anna Frazier.
We just want to also say thank you again. And we have been having a lot of fun doing parades. We did a parade in New Baltimore where in the beginning we went to the beach and kind of took pictures, got ice cream. Then we had a lot of fun on the parade. It was kind of a short one, but a lot of fun. Everyone was nice. Do you guys want to see this?
Yeah. We're just really excited for Good Old Days mainly to kick it off with the outhouse race. What's it called? The outhouse races and doing all those events. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And I just want to share that I think my favorite parade has been the Frankenmuth parade because, like, going through Frankenmuth and seeing all the different things, because I love going to Frankenmuth, but I've never, like, really walked up and down the streets, and that was I think that was my favorite parade. And I'm really excited for the Armada Fair to go to the concert.
I thought you were going to say your favorite was Franklin because I drove.
That too.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Next to the Richmond.
It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful parade.
Yeah.
So you have Armada Fair. Is that the
Yes.
next item?
No, the next parade is July 27th, I believe.
And it's in Yale.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Baloney
Yeah.
Fest.
Yep.
Okay. But yes, you do get to go probably see Kelly Pickler.
Yeah, that's at the Armada
Yeah,
Fair.
Armada
Kelly
Fair.
Pickler, excited for
Yes.
that. It's going to be
Yes.
fun.
That would be-
And we also have the former Miss Richmond, Kaylin Gordon, who's chaperoning us, actually.
Yep. So that's
She's going to be like a part with us, so it's
Okay.
going to be fun.
Great, great. Any questions of the Queen in the Court? Well, we appreciate all the time that you guys have been taking out of your personal lives to fulfill this
Yes.
position representing the festival and the city of Richmond and the
thank
community
you.
of Richmond, I should say. So
Thank you
thanks.
for
Hope you
having
have a lot more fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Anybody else like to address council at this time? We will move on. Adoption of agenda. Mr. City Manager, any changes?
No changes.
City Council, any changes? Being not, a motion to accept the agenda as presented would be in order.
So moved. Support.
It's been made and supported. Is there any discussion? Being not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. Do we have a motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support. Motion's been made and supported. There's no discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. We move on to items for consideration, which we have 3 tonight. The first one being consideration of bid award aggregate material supply. Mr. City Manager.
We sent out 4 proposal requests to companies for aggregate materials, and also one was picked up at City Hall. We received 4 bids back, which were opened on Tuesday, July 9th, and administration is asking council to favorably consider awarding the 2013-14 aggregate material supply contract to Richmond Transport.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to award the fiscal year 13-14 aggregate material supply contract to Richmond Transport at the unit prices of $14.20 per ton for 23A limestone, $4.75 per ton for fill sand.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Is there any discussion on this? They are by far the lowest bidder. Is this, these prices reflect like a comparison to last year's prices, or
They don't. I don't know. Paul is here. I don't know if he knows. But
Just a little bit higher.
a little bit higher? Okay. Very good. Any other comments? Any comments from the audience? Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. Item number 2 is consideration of special event request at Community Baptist Church. Mr. City Manager.
City Council is scheduled to consider a special event request from the Community Baptist Church of Richmond to hold a service and picnic at the Beebe Street Park on Sunday, August 4th. The church would like to utilize the area next to the Good Old Days Barn for their event, which would the service would start at 10:30 in the morning, would probably be over by noon, and then the picnic would be from the end of the service through probably around 3 o'clock. Steve Aitken, a member of the church, has been working with Julianne Cameron and myself on the special event request, and has been approved by the Recreation Board with a recommendation for approval to the City Council.
Very good. Steve, would you like to make any kind of a presentation to the City Council at all?
I don't have anything special, just
Okay.
here in case there were questions or anything that you
Okay.
needed of us from the
Stay
church.
right there.
Sure.
We'll make a motion before discussion.
I move to approve the Community Baptist Church of Richmond special event request to use Beebe Street Park for its Sunday service and picnic on Sunday, August 4th at 10:30 a.m. with the condition that they coordinate the location of the tent with the Good Old Days Festival.
Support.
Motion's been made and supported. Do we have any questions? We'd like to keep you up there for a while.
Not a problem.
Big event?
I'm sorry?
Going to be a big event?
Yeah, we expect probably over 200 people. You're all invited as well as members of the City Council. We'd love to have you in attendance on that day. It's a special day for us. We've been doing it for years and years at the property that we owned and still currently own, but we're in the process of looking to perhaps sell that property. And so we wanted to be able to utilize the city. We figured what better place to reach out to the city, but to be right in the center of town. So we appreciate your support.
It doesn't look like there's any other conflicts noise-wise or anything. There is a
No,
picnic or something?
there is a pavilion rental, I believe, but that's over on the other side of the community center, so
Okay.
We don't anticipate any conflicts.
Okay. Good Old Days does not have a problem with this whatsoever. Once it's in that location, we've had other churches that have utilized the area that would be on the north side of the barn, but we are hoping that there will be some construction in there. So that's why I say behind the barn.
Yep.
And there's nothing back there. There's nothing underground, so you can run stakes
Perfect.
back there if you need to for a tent or whatever it may
Okay.
be. On the side of the barn, there's various things there.
Sounds good.
So, anything else? Any other audience comments on this issue? You guys have anything to say about this? Okay. Probably got a parade that day. Back to the table. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. Hope you got good weather.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Final item for consideration tonight is consideration of changing John Hancock retirement designee. Mr. City Manager.
City Council is scheduled to consider naming the city manager as trustee authorized to sign on behalf of the City of Richmond for the John Hancock Deferred Compensation 457 plan. This is strictly a paperwork issue. When Darwin left Richmond and I became the city manager, we filled out some paperwork that worked for about 8 years. And apparently, recently, the company has come looking for council minutes approving that change. And so this is just kind of
Formality.
formalizing that we can get the proper paperwork into John Hancock.
Very good. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to name John Moore, city manager, as the City of Richmond's trustee authorized to sign for the John Hancock Deferred Compensation Plan.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Is there any discussion on this item? Is there any audience participation on this item? This is just crossing the T's and dotting the I's. So this is again. Back to the table. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Against? Motion does pass. We move on to city manager's comments, sir.
The packet for the quarterly workshop on Thursday was in front of, at your microphones today. Also, next Wednesday, a week from this Wednesday, is a TIFA meeting where the county will be coming and kind of updating TIFA on the progress they've made on the TIFA master plan. We are inviting council in the EDC to that as a joint meeting. We had talked about having it in June, but weren't quite ready, so that'll be next week.
Very good. We move on to council comments. Jeff?
Nothing tonight.
Yes.
Everything went great at the camp. We had a lot of great comments from whatever parents and coaches were in town.
Wrestling?
Yes, for the wrestling camp. So they really appreciated it. I handed out those brochures that were given to us from
EDC?
EDC, yeah.
Very good.
So they worked out really nice where they can go eat and get to visit the town. So
Good.
hopefully they'll be back.
Would you say almost 300?
Yeah, just about 300.
From all over the state?
Yep.
Yeah,
As far as the UP and over down. So.
very neat. That program continues to awaken people to Richmond.
Yes.
That's a great thing to happen. Jeffrey?
Yes, two things. I want to thank personally Representative LaFontaine, Representative Goyke, Representative Forlini, a number of other representatives who, and Jeff White from Richmond Lennox working to get the, I believe, $2 million worth of municipal credits back for SMART. For our bus program, our community transit program. It's a positive program. The $2 million sort of fell out of the budget, was my discussion with the MDOT government liaison. And after that happened, I was also in Lansing pushing in those offices to get that back for that program. But I appreciate many of those reps, LaFontaine going particularly as ours, for making sure that that money gets back in for our community. So I appreciate
Very
that.
important to our community. Very.
And secondly, I missed last meeting. I was on both vacation, but I was in Washington. Although it was supposed to be a vacation, did make sure I slid a little bit in to push for Richmond while I was on my Capitol tour with Representative Miller's staff. So, there's never a moment where I'm not pushing for the city. So I slid in one of our issues while I was there. And I appreciate Representative Miller's both taking me around the Capitol and also listening to our concern.
They told you in another 5 years before you come back.
Yeah. You go home now.
Yeah. Yeah, Jamie.
Nothing at this time.
Okay, Michael?
No, just like to thank Ms. Richmond and the court for coming here today. It's nice to see them and look forward to a lot of activities throughout the year.
Very good. Jimbo?
And just on a sadder note about Mr. Troutman passing away, my heart and everything else goes out to the family. He was quite a mainstay at the library for many years. He's going to be sadly missed. And on the other hand, John, somebody did look at that pole today.
Did they?
Yeah,
I know they were in town. They fixed one of the three that are down on the north end.
They looked at the Cobra light on it.
Okay.
And they checked it for power. Evidently, they don't have any. Closed it back up and left. So it's still like this.
But yeah, Jimmy, our thoughts and prayers go to the Troutman family. Bob, as Jimmy put it, was chairman of our Richmond Public Library, Lois Wagner Memorial Library for many years, and will be sadly missed in the community for all the work that he did in our community for a lot of different groups and organizations. And I know from my experience with the Good Old Days Festival, he was very involved as a younger man. He ran the tractor show that a lot of people remember that took up half the park. It was a great show, and he was involved with that Richmond Antique and Engine and Threshing Association for many years. And we will miss him at the Good Old Days, and I'm sure we will miss him in our community as we miss many of those people that have moved on to a better place. So, with that, we will go to the calendar. Today being July 15th, we have an EDC meeting on the 17th at 7 o'clock right here at City Hall. On the 18th, that is this Thursday, the City Council's regular quarterly workshop will be at 6:30 right here at City Hall. The 24th, there, as John mentioned, there is a joint meeting of the City Council, the EDC, and the TIFA at 7 o'clock right here at City Hall. Don't forget, on the 27th, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. is a tradition in Richmond through our Parks and Recreation. It's called the Kids Only Garage Sale. And they have a ton of stuff there on sale. August 5th would be our next regular council meeting. I believe that will cover it for now. Is there anything else that we need to add to the calendar for now? I don't see anything else laying here, so we will move on. We do have a closed session this evening, and we need a motion to go into that closed session.
Make a motion to convene into closed session in accordance with Section 8C of the Michigan Open Meetings Act, Public Act 267 of 1976, as amended for strategy and negotiation sessions connected with the negotiation of a collective bargaining agreement if either negotiated party requests a closed hearing.
Support.
Motion been made and supported. Any discussion on this? Any audience participation on this item? Back to the table. Roll call, please.
Green,
Yes.
Lepore,
Yes.
Mistrovich,
Yes.
Ricks.
Yes.
Schultz.
Yes.
Yark,
Yes.
Goodart.
Yes.
We will recess in 5 minutes. Council would meet in the chambers for this, and then council will come back in open session afterwards.